Hello, hello. There I am. Ha. Hello, hello. Oh my god, iPad. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Foxu Friday drawing and chatting stream. I had this all set up, then I switched tabs and it didn't work. I realized as I was setting this up, I was. Are you giving me the right size? Going to give me the right size, buddy. That's about right. That's about right. I have my fancy drawing glove on. I got my pen. Pen's all charged. Pen's all charged. Welcome to... If anyone comes in and the background music is too loud, let me know. I can adjust it a wee bit here. As I was setting up the stream today, I went through and was looking at the thumbnail I use for drawing streams, and it's just I just keep adding in new things I've drawn, which honestly isn't as much as I would like. I wish I was doing more drawing as a kind of a routine habit. And I saw the date, and the last time I did this was end of November, and I completely skipped the month of December, and I completely almost skipped the month of January. And I realized, what do the month of December and January have? Perhaps the darkest parts of the year? Is that perhaps why I've been feeling low energy and perhaps even, some could say, mildly depressed these last few months? Is it, in fact, the curse of seasonal affect disorder hitting me as it hits those in my family and living in a incredibly dark part of the year? It's also been super cold out, so I couldn't go out like running, so I've just been inside all the time. It's one of those things you look back at like a couple months of behavior and you're like, perhaps I need more sunlight. Or finally to break down and buy a happy light instead of relying on vitamin D pills to keep me going. But we are not here for that. We are here to draw. And today, as of yesterday, I have finally gotten a commissioned character reference. Historically, I went from a Pi Crew avatar to an off-the-shelf Etsy V2 model to my current form, my current self, which I commissioned. But the commission for this particular model did not include a character reference sheet. So I was like, okay. If I want to commission artwork, or just for my own reference, like how do my ears attach, deep questions like that, I need an actual character reference. So I commissioned one in December, signed Wolf Art. I'll post the commissioned, the final piece and a link to them on Blue Sky after the stream. I finally got it. I got it yesterday. Super happy with it. Super pleased. So we're going to use that today to draw, practice drawing both full body, not like in-depth drawings, but like kind of a quick sketch of proportions of full body, and then some of the expressions that came with it. I'm really excited about the expressions. That all said, let's take a look at this reference sheet. It's not drastically different because like that part is not to be drastically different, but it does have some improvements over how I currently look. I'm just like, oh man. When can I justify? Oh no, don't do me. I want to do slow reveal, but I forgot that when you drag things off the frame in Procreate, they disappear. So all I have left is a severed hand. There's no concept of like off. All right, you know, we're gonna give me 1 second. We're just gonna blank this out for a second. We're gonna delete this. We're gonna re-import it. Give me 1 second. Here we go. What I'm just gonna do, I'm just gonna draw a take a big pen. Oh man, how am I gonna do this? Oh, you know what I can do? I'll use a careful undo action to solve it. Pop, pop. So here is my new character reference with a nice color palette and everything. I'm not gonna see. I'm gonna get my mouse shows up sometimes. When does my mouse shows over here? No. Anyway, not too drastically different for my look. The hair is different. I like this the new hairstyle, the new hairstyle here. Some slightly different proportions, not too drastic. looks pretty similar, which is kind of one of the points. I don't want to be like monstrously different. But the side view is important. So I was trying to draw like when I did the Potaru piece, for example, I needed to draw the side of my head and the back, and I was just like, how does that work? How is everything working back there on that back side of my head? I can't see it. But this answers that question, at least hopefully enough enough for everybody. And then if undo works, we'll have, oh no, but oh, my head's too big. I need to move my head down a little bit. Oh my gosh. There we go, move my icon. Oh, so character reference don't have arms on the side, so you can see how the torso looks. Usually sometimes you see a, one second. Sometimes you'll see like a drawn like a circle. Why is that at like size 1 billion? Sometimes you'll see like a circle, like a cross through it, like a cross section. Sometimes it's shown that way. Sometimes they don't skip that. Mostly because showing like part of it is to show not the side of the arm. That's sometimes it's an accurate reflection of life. But it's mostly to show like, you know, the torso shape and everything. What can I do? All right. Sometimes you have to face life. You have no butt. You face life, and you take a day at a time. It's the best you can do. And then if I undo this, we have a back, and I think some expressions. Are you gonna work undo? Oh no. Wrecked by Procreate. It even shows the full thing in the layer preview. Oh God. Oh man, I'm really beefing these. Aha. I figured it out. I'm not gonna get no BBL over here. If anything, I'm actually pretty happy with the model proportions overall. So there's the back view. So I have arms on the back side, back of head, so kind of general shape. Most of the details in the front and the expressions were in the second phase. I thought I was moving the image around in Procreate. I was actually just moving the canvas itself around and zooming around. I'm a pro. I'm a professional. So then we got an eye detail, which I'm excited about. See what my eyes look like. Very important. It'll zoom in there. And then we got a series of expressions. I love these. These are my favorite part, is the expressions. I got to ask for, well, I asked for 4 expressions because I couldn't decide. And by far, like, previewing it with some people. Look, some of us have long legs. Some of us are like 90% leg by volume, and this is just no butt, all leg. Is how we roll around here. I was previewing this with some friends, and they definitely said that, like, by far everyone thinks the smug look is 100%. Everyone is like, this is the most accurate look on this reference sheet. It's being absolutely smug, and I'm like, yes. Though, I'm also just a big fan of the Ojo-sama laugh. You gotta accept what you are at times and be like, you know what? Maybe I'm just a fox boy on the internet, and that's who I am. And then the shock and angry looks, also a big fan. I like the one thing I like about the expressions, and kind of why I want to get diversity, is like the ear movement, like how to style and like draw fox ears for different emotions and feelings. Because otherwise, based on my current model, it's just like They exist. They move. And as someone pointed out, the very tasteful, the little blushed one, the very tasteful, like the artist went with the let's just hide the human ears behind the hair and just have Schrodinger's ears in this case. No double ears, no weird side smooth of head. We'll just cover it. We'll cover it up and call it good. Which I both appreciate, but it's a very, it's always a funny decision when you're looking at, you're drawing a character and you're deciding like, okay, we're giving him cat ears, we're giving him fox ears, we're giving him like puppy dog ears, whatever you want. You're like, are we gonna give him human ears as well? And if there's no human ears, are we just gonna have like a smooth side of the head? How do my glasses stay on? Deep questions for Kikimoris? Whatever the actual term is for. I always forget. I always confuse it with Hikimori. Probably because that's more accurate. And then the artist put in my logo I made. I'm just glue them on. It's a really tight, like it's a clamp-on nose piece. My almost non-existent nose. I do like how in the character reference sheet they incorporated the logo I made 9 months ago, somewhere like that at the top. One of the first things I drew was the little fox-anish curled up. Not true. Created in that one's a vector art and not hand-drawn, because vector art is generally kind of where I got started, and I'm learning how to draw slowly, not assuredly, definitely just slowly. So today, to actually draw, what do we got? I want the pen light. We got I need to update my color palette to match. So here I had my color palette here that I took from my model. I'm doing, now that it's like out of January, almost out of January, and it's getting brighter out and the sun no longer sets at like 3 p.m. or whatever ridiculous time it was setting, feeling better, starting to feel better. January is a terrible month. We should just get rid of it. Just cut January out of the calendar. Let's just skip, let's just skip to like May. Let's get some spring weather, some flowers blooming, some more sunshine. But that's always a plus. Well, are we all dying day by day? I need to. So I think for practicing, I think we're going to start by practicing the expressions. I'm going to start by practicing no, we're going to do face-on practice. So to do this, oh my gosh, Procreate. I'm going to practice selection tool. This is where the rubber meets the road. Have I learned how to use Procreate in a year plus? Year plus. Oh my God. 2 years? 4 years? Oh, that's rough. 1 a.m. What was that? 8, 9? Eastern Europe? Central Europe? I'm gonna guess there on that, based on that time zone. Fever, headache, hurting throat. Each individually, Central Europe. Individually, each one of those things sucks. Each one of those symptoms are terrible. Then you get 2 of them together and like 3. Ugh. I get a lot of headaches, and so it's like when you just have a headache, like everything is terrible. Everything is miserable when you have a headache, and you add anything else onto it, it's just even worse. And the challenge, like the medicine I normally take for headaches has caffeine in it. So if I have a headache at like the end of the day, I'm just like, I want to take my medicine, but it has caffeine and it'll keep me awake. I just want to sleep. Awful. Yeah, and then coughing. Ugh. The symptoms are all bad. Just throw in, like add in like a runny, stuffy nose on top of it. That's like insult to injury. It's not good. That's not good. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I know. Whenever I'm like sick, let's take this one. Whenever I'm sick, it's just like I want to like sleep it off. But when you're sick and when you're when you're sick and you can't sleep, that's like, ugh. That is tough. That's why whenever, let's see, if I want to copy this, copy is one of these things. Copy? No, I don't think that was right. One of the things I appreciated as I've copy paste, there it is. 3 hours. 3 hours is usually like my like REM sleep cycle is like a 3 hour block. And so if I get that, I feel pretty good about things. One thing I definitely appreciate as I gotten older, definitely like is like getting a good night's sleep, like just like lying down to sleep, everything's great. And you like, your head hits the pillow and it takes a couple minutes to go to sleep and you wake up and it's morning and it's like, it's not crazy late. It's not crazy early. It's like, it's such a precious fleeting feeling to get that like actual good night of sleep. It's one of those things I want to go back and tell like my younger self, like a teenager or whatever, or my 20s, and be just like, hey, that good night of sleep you just got, bud, savor it. Savor that sleep. Cause one day you'll be like, oh, I'm just going to get up at 6:30 a.m. every day, just naturally, and before the sun rises, and it's fine. I'm old now. I know it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. I know I had like grandparents and older relatives who just like progressively slept less and less as they aged, to the point of like just getting 4 hours of sleep a night. I'm just like, no, I don't want it. I just want to actually sleep. Yeah, the three hour block, like when I like taking it like a nap or something, 3 hours, great. When it's like 2 hours or 4 hours, you just wake up and you feel terrible. Yeah, right. It's like there's that sweet spot. There's that sweet spot of sleeping length that, oh man, some days it's like when you have to wake up extra early for something like a flight, and then okay, I pen on. We have to wake up extra early for a flight, and then it like interrupts your normal sleep thing. So you're like 7 hours of sleep, or like 5 hours. You just like 12 hours. That's like it's either going to feel great or terrible. Hard to say. I think I probably slept like that flying back from. I went to college for a year in Scotland, and so like when I flew back and forth to the States from Scotland, it was like an 8 hour difference, 8 hour time difference. And I think it was like flying back from Scotland. I was like, it could have been my age, could have been everything. It was like, you hit the time zone difference, right? And you get like a 12 hours sleep, 12 hours, 10 hours sleep, just like in that first night back. And it's like, it felt great. And then flying the other way, you got no sleep and you felt terrible. Just wake up straight to lunch. I don't know, man. You miss breakfast though. Okay, let's get into some rough shape here. It's gonna get like, oh man, I'm already beefed it. It's gonna get rough shape. So my ears, at the top of my head here. It's gonna do rough proportions here. I do miss the. I try to tell myself like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go exercise, and exercising today, that is what's going to help me sleep. This is looking terrible. This is awful. What am I doing? This is where it comes out that I've never had actually any real training. So I'm not doing like, you're supposed to like, I'm going to draw a sphere, and then I'm going to draw like the chin thing, and then we're going to refine. I'm like, no, we're just going to do scratchy, sketchy lines and make Everyone in the world cringe. My chin's less sharper with this reference. I think it's coming in there. I know. I remember when I started running as a form of exercise like 2 years ago. And the worst part is there's a point like a month or two in when I started to hit like 5K distance regularly, where like I'd go for a run. It's running. It's not great. But like I'd actually physically feel better and like more energetic and happier afterwards. And I felt like it was the deepest betrayal of my life. Like I was indignant that I felt better. Like I fought exercise my entire life, and you start doing it, you feel better, and you're like, God damn it. Everyone who kept saying like, oh, just exercise, you'll feel better. And then they're right, and you're just like, oh, I just want to sit home and play video games, man. I don't want to go running. I don't exercise. I've done home type exercises like body weight training type stuff off and on over the years, but it's so hard to stick with. Running at least has been better because it gets me out of the house. It's more interesting. It's like, I'm just gonna go half an hour back. I'm not like counting reps or like trying to decide what like limbs or things to do. And it's like, I know I struggle with exercise. I probably should just like find a gym and subscribe to some weekly class or something. I keep seeing news articles like, as you get older, strength training is super important. I'm just like, no, I don't want to do strength training. It's like, I don't want to do strength training. I'm built like this. No, I'm built like a fox boy. I'm not made for strength training. My frame doesn't support it. Also, my eternal image of myself is not one with like strength training involved. But it's perhaps I should do it. Maybe this is the year. Perhaps this is the year I actually go to a gym. No way. Yeah, I've heard some friends from like go with like, they get gym buddies and they go with them, and I can kind of see that. I've gone to, in the past when I was in relationships, I've gone to the gym, like my college gym, for example, but and I've done like climbing gyms. I've done climbing. I did it for a year or two. I did like indoor rock climbing, and you go with friends with that, and that's actually fun because it's like it's strength training in a way, not quite like lifting weights, but it's an activity and you're doing something. You're kind of like hanging out with friends, and like that part's fun. Like doing it that way, where like you climb like a route and you kind of chat for a bit, and then someone else climbs the route and you chat for a bit, and it's like, yeah, that's fine. Oh wait, that's like, and that's the hard part is like, there's like cardio to like maintain things, and there's gaining muscle, and there's weight loss, and it's just like, for me, it's definitely like, if I go to the gym, it's like, what are you hoping to achieve? And I'm like, I'm staving off the impact of aging and death. Oh man, that's a decent amount to need to lose. I'm built like a twig. I've got nothing. It's hard though. I had a friend who's been on losing weight as a goal for like the last 4 or 5 years, and it's a slow process and hard. It's like, yeah, I'm on the borderline between healthy and underweight. So I've lived, but I've been like the same weight since high school. Oh my God, I've drawn a monster. What have I done? These eyes are just, I'm wearing sunglasses. Oh no. Procreate, don't do this to me. Don't do this to my guy. problem with this design is how to get the eyeballs to look. I think I need like a bigger brow. Oof, this is not. I usually start by tracing a little bit to get shapes, and today I'm not trying that, and it's of course there's always the cheat to draw one eye and then trait. Oh, you know what? Let's try that. We're gonna try that. We're gonna try. How do I Procreate? We're gonna look at Procreate here. I know is it remove? Nope. Copy paste. Slave load color clear. Damn it. Okay. I've been trying to like. No, I want just select. Damn it. I find the copy paste. And then flip horizontal. I find for Procreate, or not Procreate, drawing is like, can we group and then merge these? There's a merge button, flatten, there we go. For the longest time, like I wanted to learn to draw, but I didn't have anything that I want. Like I wanted to learn the act and art of drawing, but I didn't have anything I was motivated to draw. Until I started just streaming. And then I'm like, oh, I could just draw, essentially, start learning to draw fan art of myself. And that's been way more motivating than like anything else I've done. And it's been kind of like a little bit surprising. And I'm like, oh, I get fan art now. But part of what I want to do this year is, this was rough, is also commission more art this year from artists. Now that I have a character reference sheet, one of the main goals was so I can actually like go and commission people, which is, and I want to try to set myself a budget. Like I want to spend $50 US, $100 US a month just to commission artwork of just like skebs or just like regular, just like any sort of illustrations, just to kind of develop out my look and explore different styles and art styles. Because eventually I will want to commission like a full 2.0 model at some point in the future. Oh, I think I put the eyes too close together. Oh yeah, I'm rusty. I haven't drawn like a month. Well, no, I drew. No, I've drawn. I drew the Baldur's Gate thumbnails. I'm not sure why those are so much easier, and this one is like eluding me. I will. Let's just keep it fast and loose. Because I do want to get a nicer. Well, I think the problem is once you commission one model, one VTuber model, you're just like, I can commission that. My first one I got off Etsy. It was a pre-made Etsy. It was like $15 US. This one was a couple hundred, 200, 300, something like that. USD, including the character design fee. I think. Maybe how much I budgeted. But I know they can go up in price real fast. And it's like funny because like, oh, I'm just gonna start out. I'm gonna go, and then like, I don't need an expensive model. And you see some like the high end models that the really big streamers have, and you're like, oh man, it'd be so cool to have like a really like advanced model with all these toggles and all these features. And you're like, I have no way to justify. I can't justify spending like $4,000 US on a model, as cool as it would be. I'd love to have it. But I think for the next, my big plan for the next one is, this kind of goes up here. Look at the hair's too big. Is this one I did an all-in-one? So they did like the full character design, model creation, rigging all together. I think next time I'd probably go with do a brand new character design, brand new character reference, find someone to do the model artwork, and then take that model artwork and take it to someone to do the rigging instead of doing it all in one shop. Now that I have a little more experience and idea of kind of like what I'd want, or at least what I'd need and what I'd use. I think that's a better way to put it. Because it's easy enough to be like, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to, it's like buying anything like, it's pretty like, the answer is both no, and also it's kind of it's pretty frowned upon to use AI art in streaming, especially VTubing, mostly because it's like, for a lot of reasons, but one of the big ones is it's pretty, there's a big problem about where AI models train their source data from and what they're scraping and what artists are essentially effectively stealing copyright from to train the models. And the actual like result they provide, like if you go to Pinterest and do like VTuber art or VTuber models, it'll be chock-a-block full of AI stuff, 100%. And like, admittedly, I use some of that for like whiteboarding out like what type of designs I might want. Just because trying to use Pinterest otherwise is a mess. But they don't have the consistency of style to actually create a model, and they don't have the layering. Like in a VTuber model, pretty much every part of the model is a separate art layer. So it's like a 200 deep Photoshop file of layers. It's like the different hairs, the mouth, the eyes, different parts of the eyes, almost each hair strand, ears are separate layers. And so the AI models can't create that sort of layered artifact to then rig. And it's like, the models they do make are like, you can look at it and be like, that is a wonky ass AI model. And everyone will boo at you and hiss. Like, I personally feel like my day job, I'm a data professional. So this is kind of the funny bit. And I've hated ML and AI for decades. The challenge is, there are some use cases. There are some places, it's gonna get me banned and canceled. Things like ChatGPT and AI models are useful, but I think the place they're useful are to help me with boring things. Like, here's everything I did for the year. Please summarize into my annual review. Help me write an annual OKR goal. Like, those are the things that I'm like, give me a template for a budget initiative proposal. Like, those sorts of like boring boilerplate business things, fantastic. Use AI for that. I've used ChatGPT to help me write my, hope no one from my workplace is ever looking at this, help me write my annual goals and like work statements and stuff. It's like, ugh. But for art's the one place where I'm like, man, oh, thank you very careful for following. Don't use it for art. Like, let's use all this tech and these AI models to automate boring things nobody cares about. Let me automate my job so I don't have to work as hard. That's what I want. Not bad AI, not bad artwork. Also, it's really like, I don't know. I kind of wish, or yeah, the copyright issue's unsolved, and the whole like, a lot of people in tech are just like, shrug your shoulders, it's fine. I'm just like, ugh. Kind of it's a bad vibe. So that's a long way of saying they both can't do it very well, and how does hair go? It's kind of a sketchy domain. However, if you want to use an AI model to write like your Jira ticket, go for it, man. Nobody's gonna. don't know, maybe some program manager out there might begrudge you. I wouldn't. I think I'm way off my proportions here. Well, maybe not. Got my little strands of hair slowly going up. Oh. Well, if you fall asleep, that's like positive. Try to get that sleep in. I'm gonna go up here the ears. I think I've definitely facial expressions I've not really improved on. I think I've gotten a little bit better at drawing the hair. Helps I'm drawing the exact same hair every time. But this kind of goes up here like this. Ear shape. Ear shape goes up. Straight down. Is that head? Okay. Shading and shadows, I've not done like. I think the eyes are too high up. Looking back and forth between these two. All right, ears. Oof. So in here it comes in, it kind of goes up like this, and it goes in like this, and go up, and go kind of, it's kind of scratchy, and then kind of come down. Here it's like a little burp, burp. And it goes up, and there's some little ear fluff coming out. Gotta get that little ear fluff going. And it kind of goes straight back in. Oh man, it's important to get locked in. I know one thing, I do like the, I don't know, I have several like hobbies or skills I want to get good at, but it's so hard to like motivate yourself on your own to like actually like get in, like focus and be like, oh, let's like just get this going and like get working. And so like drawing for me on stream is definitely one of those where it's like if I'm drawing by myself, like just like listening to music or listening to like a random game stream or just I don't know during work meeting, it's hard to stay focused and be like, I'm going to draw for an hour. But if I'm on stream live, it's like, it's a lot easier. Kind of pressure, people are watching, do better. And there's one hobby I had, let's see, do this, draw a little bit. I had it for a while there, a couple years ago, was doing like indie game dev in Unity, which I did for a couple of years there. I never really published anything or got anything built. But recently, I kind of want to get back into it, and especially learning Godot. And I'm like, oh man, learning Godot would be like such a cool thing to stream and like a motivating thing to like actually like lock in into it. However, I have to get permission from my workplace first. So I'm like, I submitted my form to legal. I'm like, dear legal team, can I do this? And so I'm just kind of waiting to hear back from that. I was hoping to get it by today. Alas. My eyes look so tired and sad in this. Canonically accurate. Adds a little bit of tiredness on. Those tired Tomoko eyes. Yeah, balancing. We're gonna call this quick sketch done. Group. Heard that? Bam. Balancing like I don't know, everything in life is hard. I feel like I probably have not done as much drawing other hobbies that I could. Because I've, over the last, oh my God, year and a couple months, me and my friends have gotten deep into playing the finals. And so whenever we're free, we're playing, I have like 300. Let me look at this atrocious play number. Oh no, that can't be right, Steam. Steam says 520 hours, which seems like a lot, but it might be accurate of the finals. Just because it's like, it's easy to jump in and play for like 30 minutes, and that 30 minutes turns into like 2 hours, and all of a sudden it's eating up your entire afternoon. Now it's time to go cook dinner, and you're like, oh no, I didn't lock into my hobbies. There you go. Not bad. For not tracing and freehanding. Pretty pleased with that one. But at the same time, like, I really enjoy playing games with my friends, and like that is a super high priority to me. It's like actually keep up that socialization, keep those connections going, because like maintaining friendships as an adult, this shit's hard. It's hard as an adult. The older you get, the harder it is, especially if you have friends who are like get married or have kids or do other things, and you're just like, you want to play video games? I'm gonna do Smug Max here. Copy paste. Hide that. But maintaining friendships is like balancing everything else. One thing I've done, and I'm a huge advocate of this, and I'll take to anybody and everybody who listens at any point, anytime, setting up weekly recurring social hours or social time with your friends is so important. Oh yeah. If you have some like routine thing you do together, that's fantastic. If you don't, my advice for everybody is just make one. Be like, hey everyone, Tuesday nights, 7 p.m., let's lock in and play. It doesn't matter what. Our game that we care about of the day. It could be the finals, it could be Valheim, it could be a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. It doesn't matter. But like, you can say we're gonna prioritize that Tuesday nights, we prioritize doing something together. Instead of always trying to like fit things into people's schedules and be like, oh, is this Friday good for you? Oh, how about this Sunday? Oh, this doesn't work for me this time. Like, just be like, this is our priority time slot together. And it's like so important for maintaining those friendships and like just creating that space for them instead of trying to rely on like, oh, we see each other once every 6 months and we get a dinner together and then we say, oh, we should do this more often, and then 6 months pass. It could be board games. Like it could just be going to like a bar. It could be going to like, you know, a sports thing. It could be going to do rock climbing. We're going to do like, I don't really care what, it doesn't matter what it is, but like setting that time aside and prioritizing it. It's been like, I've only started doing this in the last, I don't know, 5 years. Ooh, don't delete. 5-6 years or so. Oh, pub quiz, fantastic. We my friends, it was like Friday, it was like some random day of the week, and my friend messaged like, hey, you want to go to Top Golf, which is a mini golf pub effectively. So it's a pub with it's a bar, or I guess we don't have pubs in the US. It's a bar with a mini golf course inside, and we're like, we just want to come by, like it's our, we normally play video games online together. It's like, oh sure, I could like drive over. And so we get there, and as we got in, it was just as trivia was starting, and just coincidentally just hit the right moment. It's like, yeah, man, we can do this trivia. And so we're just like having a beer, doing some mini golf, answering some trivia questions. We got absolutely smoked by the teams who go to trivia every week, which is fair. That's fair. But it was a nice time. And like by prioritizing that routine, regular kind of habit, you're able to maintain those friendships, build them out. You're there for a good time, not for a winning time. Or as our motto in first-person shooters are, not a long time. And it's something like, people are like, oh, it's so much easier to make friends in like college or high school or whatever. And that's because like you had this regular contact with everybody that once you become an adult, unless you're coworkers, you kind of lose. And so it's like, making that space and prioritization. It's like, once I learned that lesson 5 years ago, 6 years ago, it's like, it turned my social life around from having like essentially no friends and being kind of like codependent with my my spouse at the time, to like, oh, I unlocked the key to making and building and maintaining friendships. Oh wow, why didn't anyone tell me this? No one informed me about this. So now I tell everybody who I come into contact with to do this, and have those regular engagements. Doesn't matter what it is. It's whatever's fun. Whatever's fine. And sometimes it cancels. Right? It's like you're like, oh, I can't make it this week because some reason. You're like, that's fine. Like that's fine because it's like we have next week. Or if one person can't make it, you still have like 2 other people, and you can like do other ad hoc things. It's like I have one. It was 3 of us. We just added a 4th, so now it's 4 of us. And it's for a D&D campaign. But like one of our players was like, oh, like mid-December. He's like, I won't be able to, or not mid-December, early December. He's like, oh, I can't make it this week. And by the way, I can't make it until the end of January because I'm going to Serbia. And we're all like, all right, we'll just play finals. And sometimes one friend can't make it that night, so it's just two of us playing. Sometimes all of us, and it's just like, you know what? You keep it low key. You're there for the vibes to hang out. And I brought this over to. I have since then I've expanded to. I have two other weekly standing social events. One right now is start up a Stardew co-op campaign. We went through Raft, and now we're playing Valheim together as kind of a weekly large group tribal crafting game, which is a lot of fun every Monday. And then we have one that's I have another online D&D group that I met through Discord on Thursdays, and that's why you'll rarely see me actually streaming Mondays, Tuesdays, or Thursdays, as I have those other standing social engagements. And sometimes you're not feeling it, you're like low key, low energy in it, and like that's fine. Like it's having that routine in that space. But I'm also a person who thrives on structure and routine. And that's why streaming has been like so great for me. Because I started streaming like 6 months out of coming out of a 5-year relationship. And so I was like single for the first time in decades. And I'm like, uh-oh, this isn't good. But streaming gives a great structure of like, oh, on Saturday night, I'm doing a drawing stream. On Sunday morning, I'm doing Infinity Nikki. And like having that like structured time, oh, it improves my mental health so much. All right. Let's look at the smug look here. We got a little smirk. Kind of comes across. Got like a little bit of a tooth. Like this. Like a little chin shadow. Okay. And I technically have a nose. I like how in this the nose is just like that's the nose in VTuber fashion. And for me it's like it's not a cure-all, or like it doesn't work for everybody. I know some people who like absolutely feel super constricted by structure and it doesn't work. And the key is like experiment, try things out, learn what works for you, and then just like be accepting of it. Don't be like, oh, I have to do it this way. Like this box boy on the internet said that structure is super great, but I no, just like with anything, see what works and what feels good and right. I learned that, I think it was in graduate school where I learned the way I work and I'm effective and productive isn't like, I'm not a like, oh, got to get nose to the grindstone and work for 8 hours straight. It's like, I am a very like bursty worker. I work in like, give me one super productive hour a day, or two, like a 3-hour super productive block every 2 or 3 days. And I do great. Make me sit at a desk for like 8 hours a day and I just like die inside. Have to work at home now, but when I worked at an office, it was rough. But I'm like, you know what? I can be effective. I can do everything I need. I can be successful. But like, people are like, oh, I locked in. I did 8 hours of overtime and I worked for 80 hours this week. I'm just like, man, after I work if I do 20 actual hours of work in a week, I'm done. I'm burnt. Like, that's all I can do. And it honestly, I'd be worried about it, except like it's gotten me pretty far in my life and my career in terms of success. I'm like, I've worked at major tech companies. I got a graduate degree. This works fine. Just nobody ever asked me to track my hours. If I get asked to track my hours, it's like, that's moving my doom. So the eye starts here. It kind of goes top of the mouth over. But learning how I worked has been like super important. Same for like learning how I socialize and like what I like and don't like. Like I've learned years ago, I don't like parties. Ironic because I went to a party undergrad school. But you learn that and you're just like, hey, you know what? That's okay. I also recommend finding friends who are accepting and open to these things. Oh no, oh no. I'm doing much better on these eyes than the last time around. Eyelashes at the bottom. But introspection and like experimenting, learning about yourself, all that. Super important. Learning, for example, that you can just talk for several hours straight online. No problem. Important learning. Oh, you know, I think this eye needs to be a little bit more curved in, like that. There we go. Oh yeah, that's that's the right level of smug I'm looking for. Oh Jesus, 25 hours in 3 days. Ugh. Like, I'm not saying I haven't done those sorts of things. Like, undergrad honors labs were like, you go into this lightless room and days pass, and you come out the other end and you're just like, what day is it? So there were times I've done that where like you got a homework problem set or like an essay you got to finish and you're just like, I got to crank this out. Like there's no choice. There's no option. I've dug this grave. Photography. Especially if you're like doing like actually like dark room. I need to angle the eyes a little bit. Though to be fair, I've never actually done dark room. I've done like digital photography, but I've not done oh my god. Undo. Layer empty. Oh, layer empty. Most of my art has been digital photography and what I want to say. Art programs like Adobe Illustrator. Illustrator is kind of where I actually got all my like art training. It was like Illustrator, Flash. Oh, I just ate 1,000 years saying that. But even though school's hard, I really enjoyed it. It's why I was in college for 9 years. Ugh. I think about something like, oh, what if I left my corporate job and went back to academia? It's like, I liked being in graduate school. It was fun. Then I realized I got paid absolutely nothing and it was a lot of work and it was hard. I'm just like, that's right. That's right. It takes a lot of effort. It really cuts into my gaming time is what it did. Like I played like very little video games in college. I was like so busy struggling with my classes. I took like, I was taking like 5 advanced physics, like upper division physics classes at the end there. And I was like, looking back on it, I'm like, what was I doing? And I'm like, I was doing physics classes and that's it. Some are really fun though. Yeah. And it's fine. Like, you'll hit a point where you're out of school and you get back into it. And when you do get back into it, you're going to have like a whole backlog of all these amazing games. That was for me, like when I first got back into gaming after college, so it was in graduate school, I got back into it. There was like 4 or 5 years of like PC games that I'd never played yet. And I got to play through all of them. Like I was playing through like Dragon Age games, all the Mass Effects trilogy. Like I was playing through all these for the first time out of graduate school, and it was like Portal. Like it was great. The only thing you miss potentially are the okay, it's kind of funny drawing these locks of hair first because it makes my forehead look ginormous. It was like an online experience, like an online game that doesn't last very long. That's a potential miss. Like, oh, you missed Concord. You missed your 7-day window to play Concord. What a disaster. Oh, that was the other shape turn. Okay, I need to draw this hair first, otherwise I'm going to like go mad for perspective. The other thing I've like accepted is, I have to this on stream. It's another thing I strongly believe. It's okay to like not always be 100% locked into every hobby. And I know so much forehead going on. Be locked into every hobby all the time and 100%. Like sometimes I go, a couple months without reading a book. Okay, never that long. A couple months without like reading manga or something, or like watching anime, and accepting that it's like, oh, it's not like that's totally fine. And you just come back to it later, and it's still there. I wonder if I got the eyes too low. I can't unsee the 5 head. I should never draw these top hair first. I should always start from the bottom. It's like one of those like once you see it. All right, let me draw over here. Let's see this over my. I don't have eyebrows. That's probably my problem. One of my many problems in life. Shaved those off by accident. Here, gonna go up. Gonna go down. Gonna go up here. Gonna go up. A little better. I still feel like. Oh my god. Okay. My eye's actually higher than it should be. Huh. And yeah, accepting those waves and being like, oh, now this month, this season, I'm super into MMOs. This season, I'm super into Magic the Gathering. I think it's great. And like, I don't, not to brag, one of the few millennials who I feel who don't, all my friends have ADHD. My last 2 partners had deep ADHD. So I've lived with it. I've lived very closely. I don't have it, but I still go through like the phases of, I need to go down. It goes through the phases of like, oh, this is my cool hobby right now. I'm super into it. I'm getting deep into it. And then it's like, oh, now I'm over here. Like this hobby is super cool. And so sometimes I'm a little like, every now and then I'm like, you see people who are like, my hobbies are, I love like cycling and playing League of Legends. That's all I've done for 3 years. And I just like, I can't really imagine committing that much to a single hobby for that long. It seems, on some ways, it seems nice to be able to have that sort of like hobby level commitment, but it seems like a. I think because I have so many hobbies I want to do, I have to cycle through them. My jaw looks huge. Maybe I need a neck. I know I have to stop myself. I've definitely had some hobbies where I thought like, oh, it'd be super cool to get into like, what's it called? Paper crafting, where you like have complex cutouts and you fold all the paper together to make like a little anime, like a 3D paper anime figurine. I'm like, that seems like it'd be super cool. And then I'm like, I start thinking about, oh, I'm going to buy all the supplies for it. I'm going to get a cry cut. I'm going to do all these things. And I'm like, hold up now. Is this something where I'm like actually want to do this like for more than once, or do I want to do this once? And like, I have to stop myself and sit it on pause and then be like, oh, I just wanted to do it once. And then accept, otherwise, anyway, in the back of my hair, that's what I need. Like recently I had a thought of like, wow, what if I made my own like, is this too wide? Is that my problem? Oh yeah, my face is just too wide and the eyes are too high up. Okay. Well, no learning experience. I thought recently like, oh, what if I got like, oh no, that's, hey, tea's not the worst smell. Like, like it smelled like animal glue for once. I had the passing thought of like, oh, what if I like made my own clothes, like my own t-shirts or something? Like, how hard did that be? Like, buy a sewing machine, learn all this stuff. I'm like, no. We're not going to commit in buying a bunch of equipment, because I easily, my toxic trait. I go down the hole of researching all the gear and equipment to do a hobby, and then buying it, and then doing it once, never doing it again. So I need to deeply control myself from falling into that rabbit hole. The big one is I have to stop myself from buying photography gear. I could like talk myself into like, oh, if I only had this, like, if I had this lens or this camera body, then like I could do, like, it'd be so cool to have it. And then be like, okay, do I actually need it? Do I actually need this camera lens? Do I actually need to buy a new camera body? How often am I using it? Do I need it? And then I'm like, oh, but it looks so cool, but it's like $2,000. I'm just like, ugh. I know it's, oh, I know it's expensive. That's why I've stopped myself several times from buying a new camera body. Though, admittedly, mine's like 10 years old now, 8 years old. And so I'm kind of like waiting for the next, it's like I think the latest version of it, I like an Fuji, it's like a Fujifilm X-T1. And there's a Fujifilm like X-T5 that's been out for like 4 years now. And I'm like, once the next one in the series comes out, then maybe that's my time to upgrade. And I'm just like, I need to start budgeting. I need to start saving now to pay for this. Because it is cool and has some cool new things. I'm just like, oh, it sounds cool, but it's expensive. I made a very conscious effort not to go into film or get film, because if I had to pay per photo I took, oof, I think that would stop me from some photography. Not much, to be honest, but like, and to develop it. It's a cool vibe, but what am I missing? Oh, the ears. But I say this, watch, come back August. In August, I'll be, oh man, I just bought this cool new camera body for my next trip to Japan. Oh, that's £1 a picture. With today's exchange rate? Actually, I don't know what today's exchange, what is today's exchange rate is. I've been forever scarred. When I lived in Scotland I lived in Edinburgh for a year in college to study abroad. And when I was there, the exchange rate from pound to USD, it was $2 per pound. And that number has been like seared into my mind as the British pound exchange rate. And so I just double every price in pound I see, and it just like hurts my soul. I know it's not anymore, but like once you've been traumatized with a bad exchange rate, it sticks with you for a long time. I'm like, everything here is so expensive. And then I went to Europe. I'm like, oh, Europe is so cheap. It's only 60% more than the US dollar. And I'm like, the British pound ruined me. I don't think, actually, I don't know if it's that bad anymore. I just know last time I left for Japan a couple years ago, or last year, it was like the best exchange rate in like modern history. And I was just like, everything is free. And the key is 127. Jeez. It's actually reasonable. But I went to Japan. One thing I did, because the exchange rate was so good, I bought the new lens I wanted in Japan, a used one. Oh, there was no tax, great exchange rate, used price. Beautiful. It was everything you want to buy in a cheap lens. Lens works great too. Okay, jaw too wide. Also add a straight mark up here. Jaw too wide is fine. I think the eyebrows are definitely important for looking smug. So it's kind of like a, and over here is kind of like a, there we go. Oh yeah, that's a smug ass eyebrow. Eyes are a bit tilted. That's fine. I know. The problem is, like, I was also looking at the camera bodies, and I'm like, no. You have a backpack. You don't have space to carry with you a whole brand new camera body with all the associated like chargers and extra batteries and everything. But I'm just like, but what if I got it? I was sitting there in Tokyo trying to talk myself into buying a brand new. I'm like, sure. There's a non-zero chance all the menus are in Japanese, but I'm trying to learn Japanese anyway. So this is motivating. This is motivation. Not bad. I think I need to start drawing the don't draw these bits first because they get that big five head effect, and the jaw's too wide. The jaw should be like maybe more like this. Like this whole strand structure needs to be more like over here. Yeah, okay. Goodbye, layer. Delete. We're going to group all these together. Group. Delete that. Delete. Turn that back on. So we're at 2 now. We're at two sketches. Smug. Oh, yeah, not quite the right proportions, but pretty decent. Oh no, don't rotate. Don't rotate on me. I think, oh yeah, here we go. A lot of my, and I find like, I think about this every now and then, a lot of my spending habits were developed in graduate school when I was making not very much money. It was like $18,000 a year, US dollars a year, for living in a high cost of living city. And that's what I lived on for like 5 years. And it like really cemented in my mind the value of cost of things. And it's like not problematic, but I'm definitely like spending $5 on a game. I'm just like, oh, it's a lot of money, that $5. I'm not sure I can justify it. And my friends are like, what are you doing? Just buy it. And like, I'm like, oh, I don't know. And they're like, I just bought it for you and sent it to you. Just stop. I'm like, And it's ironically not a ploy. It'd be more entertaining if it was a ploy to get them to buy me things, but I don't need them to. Which is why I will say I am thankful, well, for some reasons, that for me streaming is not monetized. And I have no plans to make money off of it. Because one, other streamers need money more than me, for one. And also once like, ooh, I like that. Once it's like a thing that I'm doing to like measure it in like monetary value, kind of sucks some of the fun out of it. All right, I want to do, I did smug. Let's do my embarrassed look here. Mostly I want to practice the different ear shapes. Copy paste. Look at me learning how to copy paste. I'm so talented. The other reason I don't monetize is like, if I monetize my stream, I'd get fired. Not fired. I get in trouble with HR. Why is there? Never mind. There's a weird delete on the preview because I think we're gonna politely. I know. I do. I had the ears move. Which I go between this and wearing a hood. And the hood doesn't have the ears wiggling, but it's a more cozier feel for some types of games. Oh my god, I've migrated over. I should be over here, but I'm leaning in my chair. I think because like the way my mic's set up, it's just at pen height. So like my pen hits my mic. Oh, kind of like a little bit. Take the glasses off. I'm so used to seeing myself with the glasses on. It's very strange to see no glasses. Even though all my character references here don't have glasses. It's a funny thing. All right, let's look at these different areas. Try not to make it extra wide this time. Pen, light pen. Let me lean back correctly. Let me sit correctly in my chair. I like a lot of drawing tutorials and advice. Like step 1, sit with good posture. I'm just like leaning in my chair slowly, slouching down, getting lower. It's like, no. I'm gonna sit upright. We're gonna adjust my mic so I stop hitting it with my pen. Okay, sitting properly. Wow, stretch. So let's see, we got new layer, here we go. New pen, new layer, new day. Sorry, I thought there was something to delete. It was something on my iPad screen. I'm not hitting my microphone. So this, like the last one, is at a slight angle, which most of my character art I've done myself has been head on. It is 5 p.m. in the afternoon. Sunset. It's nighttime. It's 5 p.m. in the dead of night. Oh, damn you high latitudes. I'm on the west coast of the United States. Which is what it is. I tried to do an earlier stream today. Earlier for me. Okay, yeah, it's bad here. It was definitely worse when I was in Scotland. Sounds like 10 degrees, like 10 degrees farther north. Shit got dark. It was like 3:30 p.m. in the winter, and just like pitch black out. And it was like, I missed the sun. Okay, we're here. Okay. Okay. Oh no! I think I'm already off. Like this, kind of go up more, a bit shallower on. Delete these lines. That's fine. Yeah, we had the first. It was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. It was our first sunset at 5 p.m. or it's coming up. We're gonna go look. Where we're at. It's sunset 5:10 p.m. It looks like it's pitch black because it's also like overcast and raining, which doesn't help the field length today. When I went and lived in Scotland, I was coming from Southern California at the time. It's like sunny Southern California to cold, rainy Scotland was a vibe shift. I thought it was great for the most part. Probably because I was in college, hanging out with friends, going out to pubs and playing snooker and billiards, and trying to learn how rugby and cricket works. Edinburgh. So I was at Edinburgh University for a year, studying. Just doing a year abroad, which was fun. Highly recommend. A lot of fun. Did I learn a lot? I did, but I mostly used it as an excuse to do some cheap travel around Europe. That was great. Take those Ryanair, those EasyJet flights. Oh, fantastic. And I went from the quarter system to the semester system, so everything felt so much slower with all this time, and like finals week was like 3 weeks long, and there was like a break in May, and I'm just like, this is low key, not low key, much more low key than I thought it would be. Oh no, I guess I have all this time, and I guess I have to go to Italy for a little bit. Dang. Real shame. I have to go traveling for a bit. Got it right. Versus here in the US, it's like, it's so much bigger. So you can't just do like a quick, easy flight for like 45 minutes to go to Ireland. It's just like a 45-minute flight would get me. It wouldn't get me. It wouldn't get me out of my state. Barely. I know. I think for me, like, one of the things I love doing while traveling is photography, and that's where I really got into it was when traveling around Europe, in Scotland, um, just because like it's a lot more interesting to photograph than I think it's like also like the novelty of like not being home helps a lot, at least for me. It's one of the things I really like about going to Japan is the photography. I wonder where's my eye? It kind of like fades over in here. I had like a shitty DSLR. Oh wait, did I even have DSLR? I might have had a point and shoot. Favorite place? Gosh. I liked everywhere I went. No. The hard part like about that is I feel the places I loved and really enjoyed are different now. Like I went to in Italy, Cinque Terre, which is like I don't speak Italian, pronounced wrong. It's like coastal villages on the northwestern coast, which I really liked at the time because it wasn't very well known. The other was Switzerland. Oh, what's it called? Lauterbrunnen Valley in Switzerland. Has not the Matterhorn. It has the Jungfrau. It has a big mountain on it. Really picturesque Swiss villages. But I went. So this was in like this when I was traveling in like 2007, which is very different because I went back to Switzerland recently, like 2 or 3 years ago, and I went back to the same place, and it's just the vibe is so different now. It's like it's way more. I hate to say it, it's way more touristy. But it's a lot more touristy, a lot more people. It's a very different vibe than it was, and I imagine like the parts of Italy are kind of similar. Of just like instead of being like one of the few tourists, being like one of many is doesn't feel as fun. But I'd probably if like so like those I like Munich. Munich was really fun, and the like Neuschwanstein Castle. I liked Paris when I went to Paris on a different trip. I liked Ireland. I liked most places I went. To be honest, like some of the big cities. I'm not a huge fan of the giant cities. Like Rome is interesting, but kind of a lot. London also. I've been to London a couple times, and there's interesting parts, but still is a pretty busy city. London gets a pass though because it's having a good subway system. So I feel about Tokyo as well. So gets a pass for having a great subway system. Give me good public transit infrastructure. Sold. Eyes aren't quite pointing the right way. But it's this lower line's bothering me, I think. Went to Switzerland recently. I'd go back to Scotland again, definitely. I'd return. I haven't done much of. I'd go back to France and do more France. I think that'd be. That would be fun. I don't know. Europe has a lot of great places, and it sounds not trite, funny. Its size makes it so much easier. You can just take train places, like you can go between countries and take trains places, and like it's fine and it's easy. Same reason I like Japan. Japan isn't that big and has a lot of infrastructure and trains, so you can get around places and you can travel different cool places and different cities and different vibes, and it's just like it's easy. Well, it's like both like the entirety of the UK is roughly the size of my home state of California, and so it's like Japan, also that same similar size. I don't like traveling around the U.S. This is the long and short of it is. It's all driving and roads. I don't like driving. I've not been to the Southwest Coast. I've only been on England a little bit, despite living in, well, maybe not despite, because living in Scotland. Everyone's like, don't go to England. So it was always a funny vibe. I know. I think it's, I definitely, here we go, here. Southwest coast of England would be fun. Yeah. I had one case where I was trying to buy something in Edinburgh. Was I Edinburgh? I was probably. And it was like, I was paying with cash. Everything's cash. And it was a Bank of England note. And the guy was like, we don't accept that here. I was just like, I was young. I was innocent. I'm like, what? You don't accept that here? He went, it's like, don't accept Bank of England notes. I'm just like, it's legal tender. I know. As a American, I kind of get like, if all the states were around for another like 500 years, you'd be like, in California, someone who's been trying to pay with like Bank of Florida money, you'd be like, I'm not sure we take this here. But most places like Europe, England, most parts of the US, honestly, everywhere has like cool places. But the main, for me, the big thing is how easy is it to like move around and travel. I think one funny thing was always friends in England when I was living there were talking about visiting the United States and like just getting the size of things so incredibly wrong was great. It's like 10 out of 10 experience. Of being like, oh yeah, we're just gonna like fly to San Francisco, we're gonna rent a car, do a day trip to LA, and then just do half a day over in Las Vegas and then drive back. And just being like, my guy, that's not a casual drive. That first thing you just said is an 8-hour drive if you're lucky. Oh God, yeah, when I got there, one of my friends was from Portsmouth. And he was complaining about like, oh, I did a super long drive to get here. And it was like, I'm like, oh man, how bad was it? And he was like, it was 6 hours. I'm just like, come on, buddy. Maybe it was 8 hours, but it was just like, it was short enough that I was just like, me coming from this long ass state being like, that's not so bad. Oh, I know. It's the classic saying in England, 100 miles is a long way. In the US, 100 years is a long time. Americans just love driving, and I hate it. I hate it so much. And that's why I like anything with good public transit. Like, give me a train system. Give me a functional subway for a city, and I'm sold on it forever. But yeah, let's go up here, pop down here, get this hair going over here, come down, curl the cheek a little bit, so we get some little bit of layering effect. Oh, there's no neck. That's why it threw me off. Yeah, Wales. I went to Wales brief. So as a kid in like 2002. Let's throw a number out there. Let's say, you know what? I'm gonna throw out 2002 and then 2002 number. We did a family trip to England, and we went to Wales briefly. All I remember is that we went into a coal mine, and that was fun. Good old coal mines. Okay, I think. Get that drawn. But going during different seasons is also mentioned, like in the summer. And I'm definitely not going to be like, oh, let me go back to Scotland in the middle of winter. I'm not going to do that again. And no one can gaslight me into that being a good idea. It's like, I lived that. That's what I'm doing in Japan. I went to Japan. I've been in Japan twice now in the spring. So I'm planning a trip in the fall next to experience mostly to go to do photography of all the fall colors there. Oh, I do like photography walks. I did that a lot in Edinburgh, and when I was traveling around, just like walk around the city to different like places, taking photos along the way. Oh, it's so fun. And like, I live in it's fun when you live in a place that is like a tourist destination, and like other people come visit your city and do similar things. But by living there, you're just like, nah, you don't need to do that. Like, I've lived here 10 years, 12 years, however long I lived here. Probably should more often. Oh, the back of my head's not. I think this is supposed to go like this. Okay. We're gonna retcon this to there. Nobody saw anything. There we go. Perfect. I was drawing correctly the whole time. Oh yeah, I got a couple solid photos of sheep in Ireland. They're just so entertaining. Okay, the hair comes down to about here. Little curls. We got a couple like little tufts of hair. Like this. There we go. I got a couple spikes of just errant hair sticking out, which is me in the morning. Got a little tuft here. I'm doing my little like highlight there. All right, ears. So this comes down. There's like a little. Oh, I definitely made the ear too narrow. I think that is what threw off my kind of proportions. The ear fluff in there. Kind of goes into the back, into the head for perspective. Oh, learn about perspective. That goes up. Ear fluff. All right, let's add a neck real quick because I just realized necklace. So necklace is like neck starts here, and then from the back of the head, got some shadows and got a little neck muscle there. I look more pouting than embarrassed. Which is fine. We can just go in here, get in here, get a shading brush. Make it a little bit opaque and kind of add a. Oh, nope. That was on. No. Thought I want it all. I want like. We're not gonna do shading today. Let's quickly skip that. Let's see how this did. Get some sleep. Sleep well. Enjoy the slowly longer days. Hopefully we'll get past 5 p.m. soon. Not actually as bad as I expected. Face was a little narrow on the side. Eyes once again off. Better than where I started a year ago. Close that group off. Delete that. portions are hard. But it's how one learns, I suppose. A little bit at a time. Let's see. I got 2 expressions done and a straight on tired looking face. Could do another face. Oh, tempting, but there's a hand involved. Oh, drawing a hand. Oof. When you see something you need to do, you just gotta accept it. Copy paste. Drawing a hand. Buckle up. Lock in. Drawing a hand. Why'd I don't have to. I could just like mauled out of the stream at the moment. Like, I'm not drawing that hand. Okay, so we're gonna get like the side of a face. Like this. And we're gonna have, there's a cheek comes through. Like this, so presumably something like this for the face shape. That feels right. That feels right. Okay, I'm just gonna measure it. I'm just gonna cheat and measure it. Is that right? Okay. Okay. Cheek. All right. A little curve with the eye socket. Perfect. And then about here to about we have a smug. Smug looking mouth. Like that. No fangs are visible. No fangs are visible? One fang's visible right there. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Get one fang visible, very important. Oh no, not cheap viewer spam. It's the worst kind of spam. The kind that makes me actually open up my stream. Oh god, thank god I'm muted. Let's open my chat here. Sorry, my guy. Oh no, I banned somebody. Oh no, my viewer counts. Like, well, if I ban spammers, I lose viewers, huh? All right, his mouth in front. I think it needs to be a bit bigger and a bit over. So we're gonna make it touch. Wait, am I just like? That's fine. We're gonna have a little bit of a nose here. That nose is very high. We have the eyes. It's gonna be a faster one. And it kind of ends on here and kind of like folds up. And on this side, we're gonna go Gonna get this drawn. Easy does it. Sketchy, and this is all this is practice. We're not a professional. Hope it's obvious. Ugh. Oh, not my best eye. Oh. Comparing left to right doesn't look great. I'm losing it. I think that's key. I've been doing this for 90 minutes. Is this my limit of patience and talent? It could be. It's rough. It's a rough look. I'm just gonna start that one over. So okay, there's an eyebrow. I have eraser selected, doesn't help. Eyebrow. And it kind of comes down. I'm gonna go around here. And then we're gonna fill in the eye. I don't know if I'm doing like these short, sketchy lines instead of using like a thicker pen. I guess. Woo-hoo. Eyeball. Eyeball. There we go. That's better. I think there's also like some light eye sockets like going on like here. Okay. Okay. And then we're gonna have a neck. Like this. Then we have a neck. Oof. Oof. All right, let's get this hair in. The hair makes the fox boys, they say. Strand coming down here, another strand over here. Am I a separate layer? Yes, okay. Whew. Doesn't matter that much, but it's good practice to make sure I'm on separate layers. And the hair is gonna go up, 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 up to about here. Come down. Another one over here with a little stray bit. I'm not sure that curve feels a little more emo hair than I expected. Go over, and then this comes down. Speed up a little bit. Speed up here. And this comes down like this. It's gonna look weird until I get this hand in place, but that's life. It's a work in progress. Down, come down like this. Woo, no, that's not right. But we're winging this one. I've hit my drawing. Tapped out of my drawing energy for the day. I'm committed. Ooh, commit to the bit. Hair down here. So I'm going like this. Then kind of comes like this. Comes like this. Like if I was really seriously about this, this would be like a first sketch, and then I'd have several more layers, and then finalize things, etc. Which I've done before. Obviously not today. It goes like to there. I have a little top here, like our two Ahegao things, one like this, one like that. And over here, we have another ear pops up like so, and this comes down like that. And we got some orange hair fluff coming into the ear on the right side, and the left side, some of the fluff coming out. Same thing over here. We've got the bottom of the ear. Comes in, up, and then kind of pokes out there, pokes out there, up to the top. Come on down, up around, and then in here. confidence starts dropping. You can see on the lines. Oh, now you're supposed to be sleeping. Welcome back, though. Oh, something went terribly awry. That's fine. It's going to get worse. Let's just do the shading real quick. Shading pen. Big size. New layer. I'll make this. Oh, right. I'm not doing full shading. Shoot. All right. This might not work as well as I hope. I'm going to lighten this layer when I'm done. Let's see. Where's alpha? Mask reference alpha lock. Ah, there it is. Oh. Something went awry. I think I was trying to project behind the. Okay, this is my last one. Oh, drawing hands. This is a. Why does it look like there's something on this layer? Oh, drawing hands. Oh, I don't want to draw hands. Okay. The hand kind of structurally goes like this. I might actually do the hand in two steps. So the top of the finger comes come up to here. The hand bone right here. Am I drawing that alpha layer? No. Kind of curves and a wrist coming down. Wrist, and we're going to have our thumb. So it comes like this into the palm, and the hand comes. Finger comes out, it goes in. It's going to meet into the ring finger. So come into the palm. Like this, and then top of the finger comes this way, and we got our index finger, or that was middle finger. This is the ring finger. Oh no. Oh no, this is becoming a cursed hand real fast. Oh yeah. Well, you know, sometimes you draw things and they're cursed, and you just move on with life, and you accept it. What if we just delete that layer? You know, let's just delete that layer and start again. Let's turn off the face, actually. I think that's probably. I'm going to blame that. I'm going to blame the face being in the way. We're going to draw a lot closer. We're going to draw here. So I'm going to start with thumb. Oh no. That was bad. I made some terrible crimes against anatomy. So the thumb comes in like this. Right? Now what I could do is I could zoom in. Stubby looking thumb. Got the palm, the edge of the hand there, and the palm. Put the fingers to here. Okay, first off, that's the base of the fingers, the base of the hand here. There's a line coming from here, the palm coming in like this. Thumb needs to be a bit longer so it doesn't look quite as stubbly. The wrist with the tendon right here-ish. Ish. Might fall apart. The hand requires a lot more anatomy than drawing anime hair. I'm just going to throw it out there. So I got the side of the hand to here. Oh, that's a weird. Okay. point, and this is just a guiding line. That doesn't actually exist. I'm gonna have finger, finger, finger like this. So we have goes up. Okay, a little better. So we have digit. So the pinky is the top finger, so we gotta start there. So pinky comes up, kind of flattens out, and it kind of goes like this, and then this, and then this finger comes in at the top here, touches it briefly, and then curls around. This is someone with, oh, the hand is so cursed already. Man. Well, you know what you say. Delightfully cursed. That's what we're gonna call that. This is the worst one I've done so far. It's gonna be like this. And then we take this and we go. Delete the underlayer. Go to my hair layer. This layer is terrible. We're going to delete it. I think it's got the initial proportions of the. What's this layer? That layer's empty, I can delete it. Oh no, there's a small smidge. There we go. You know what's gonna help? You know what always helps these things? If I shrink it down. Okay, where did I go wrong? Ooh, the answer looks like everywhere. I got one eye. Ears, hair proportion pretty good. The left side, I made too narrow on the side of the face. I think that was that mistake. And the hand, not too bad. Gosh, it's definitely like. This area was the problem spot. Well, we're going to call that part of the learning journey. Bop, bop, bop. Oh no, don't do that to me. All right, there we are. We got 1, 2. You know, well, I'm gonna say not the best work in the world. Honestly, for just not actually tracing and just doing it by sight, off reference. Pretty pleased with this one. Not as good as a professional artist, but you know what? I never claimed nor aspired to be a professional artist. I'm just doing this for funsies. Funsies and have a good time. And that's a good reason to do anything. But we're gonna wrap up. Whew. Wrap up a drawing here. 4 faces, half an hour each. Whew, half an hour each. Set my rice cooker to be done at 6 p.m. So I have 10 minutes. I will be posting the actual reference sheet to Blue Sky along with a link to Sign Wolf Art, Sign Art Wolf. Oh my gosh, I keep getting it wrong in my own head. Sign Wolf Art's Blue Sky account and VGen page. Just be like, they did this great work. I want to make sure they get acknowledged and get credit and drive traffic to them, because that's what a good, worthwhile thing to do. And I'll be using this reference going forward. And commission, hopefully, my goal this weekend is to shortlist some art commissions to get. Shrink this down. Shortlist some art commissions, because I think that'd be fun to do, fun to get, try different styles out. I keep seeing really cool styles and different art styles people have, and they're just like, waitlist only, not accepting commissions. Or it's like, this really cool style, it's like 3 times your budget, and that's why it's super cool. And you're just like, no, reasonable, but no. That conflict of wanting to pay a fair amount, but also having a budget. So yeah, I'll try to do more drawing streams going forward. We had a bit of a lull there with the whole seasonal depression. I will probably have another chatting stream Monday at the same time on Monday. I said with confidence, I'm double checking, because yes, Monday is my 1-year stream anniversary. So Monday will be my 1 year since I started streaming last February. So I was probably a chatting stream for an hour or two, probably an hour or so then, mostly because I have a 7 p.m. engagement with friends following that. But I also have an hour, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, just chatting about the streaming journey I've been on, etc., etc. It's going to look a lot like this one, sans the drawing. Hope people can make it. If not, that's fine. Only other scheduled stream I have is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time, so that's -8 GMT. We'll be doing some Infinity Nikki questing, and I might do some other ad hoc streams through the weekend, depending on things going. Mostly just frothing it off and waiting for Civilization 7 to come out. I think I'm getting my pre-release key for pre-order. So I'll start streaming that once I get it, and then just keep streaming that for about 600 hours. It should last me at least a couple months. So with that, I'm going to say thank you, everybody, for joining today from around the world. Thanks, Kerplunk. And next one, I hope you feel better. I hope you get a good night's sleep. And in the morning, you're just feeling, at least a little bit better. I don't know. My rice maker audio is being picked up on my microphone a little bit in the distance. It's chirping its happy song. So with that, it's a good time as any. Thank you all for joining, and I will see everybody next time I stream. Bye-bye, everybody.